I'm just going to ask you, so per overseas competition, how much do you spend? How much is the registration and accommodation, everything, like whole cost of it you will spend for it?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Just the competition alone, just to compete, you need to consider the registration fee,
How much is that?
which is about 200 USD.
So Singapore dollars is we can say around 280
280, 300, almost there.
yeah,
1.2, right? Yes.
Per
just
class.
the registration
Yes.
per class. What about if I want to join 2 class?
Then it will be probably double. Yeah, double of that.
Oh, so if it's double, it's not half the price.
No, it's double. It's double. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you're lucky, the organizer will give you like a small little discount. But other than that, it's
Who's the organizer? Do we have an organizer in Singapore for all this? Like, can we license like through this organization, like local organization,
Yeah.
the licensing with international? So maybe this promo code, if I use, I'll get 10% off. No.
I don't think so. That's actually the sad part. Like, I feel like athletes in Singapore aren't exactly the most supported, and a lot of things. In fact, we are self-funded. Us bodybuilders in Singapore are self-funded. We're not like the States where bodybuilding is a really huge thing, and if you have potential, supplement companies left, right, center will be there to support you along your journey. Yeah, and so for us, we need to not just consider the dedication to the sport, but we also have to consider our professional lives as well in order to self-fund.
How much is it? So you spend for the registration is 300.
Yeah.
And how many category you join?
I just joined one. I mean, I really couldn't afford it,
So 300 for one cat, and followed by the flight, and you stay for a few days. So
Yeah.
what is the total package? Our future athletes, if you are interested, right, want to go overseas show, they need to prepare this much of money.
Okay, if I have to give a rough estimate right now, adding everything up right from the beginning of your prep, which could last anywhere between 12 to 20 weeks, plus your travel, accommodation, and whatnot, I'd say be prepared to spend around 3,000 Sing dollars and above. I think 3,000 is if you are being very frugal with your money. And
How many days to stay there? For $3,000, yes. How many days to stay in that particular country?
Okay, depends on where you go as well. For me personally, I went to Thailand.
Let's say the expensive one. Which one is the most expensive one?
Oh boy.
No, hold on. We're saying $3,000 for the whole expenses of accommodation and stuff, or $3,000 for competition preparation in terms of diet.
No, man, it cannot be 3,000 for the preparation.
Contest.
So this is
basically
just for
up to
the trip.
yeah. Okay, that also again depends on your accommodation. Like I said, if I were to really just spend the least on everything, I managed to buy, let's say, my prep food on wholesale. I managed to
A smart way of prepping.
basically the smart way. I get the cheapest flights. I stay in the cheapest accommodation. Yeah, then you could probably squeeze 3,000, but that's being too
That's what you mean
optimistic.
by 3,000 being frugal, right?
Yeah.
So that's the minimum,
Yeah,
right?
like the absolute minimum.
Because the last time I went, in 2017, I went to Spain, Barcelona for Arnold Classic. Just the trip itself, like 8,000 to 9,000 I spent.
Oh yeah, I mean, when you go across the world, then obviously the
8
prices.
to 9,000. So accommodation, everything 3,000. What about your whole preparation? How many weeks you normally prep? 16, 12, 24?
Usually I would prep for 16 weeks.
Okay.
16. I think everyone should start there. And I guess for the most part, expenses were relatively the same because you don't like crash diet from the get-go. You just like slowly decrease your food and whatnot. Yeah, so expenses were relatively the same. In terms of food expenses, it would naturally go down because you're eating less. Yeah, but I guess you have to consider gym membership as well.
Everything. Yeah.
And there's this phenomenon. I'm not so sure if other athletes can relate, but because we're so depleted and we feel like everything in the world is crashing down on us, so we try to find different outlets where we can entertain ourselves and make ourselves feel better. So for me personally, it was shopping online for supplements, for merchandise. Yeah, just to make myself feel excited about something.
Yeah, keep yourself motivated as well, right?
Yeah.
That's one of
This
the ways.
is like what he say is true. This kind of happiness lead to a wrong direction personally for me actually. So what
okay.
happened? I went dieting time for me. I was going for competition.
Yeah.
Just I take hasty decisions, which like I changed my motorbike 3 or 4 times in that 1 year because I just feel I don't like it, no, I change it. I don't like it, I change it. I'll just buy things anyhow. Actually, that's what I say. I'll just buy things anyhow.
And also because when you
I
are
don't know where's
dieting
the-
for a competition,
yeah, I
your head,
can't really
you
think
cannot really
properly.
think straight,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
So you tend to
Absolutely.
make all this kind
So
of
do you
like
feel that way?
Oh, closer to the show, yes. I mean, you start very strong, as do everybody, because when you just came out of a bulk or a maintenance phase, it's just like, oh, I'm more than ready. Let's go for the prep. Halfway through, maybe 8 weeks out, you start to feel the effects of it, and that's where you get really tested. And then,
Yep.
you're spending all of your willpower just trying to make sure you're on point.
Pull through it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And inevitably, that will lead to you wanting to give yourself a little treat here
Yes.
and there.
Like
Yes.
the treat's expensive treat.
Yeah, expensive treats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess that's kind of like the dark horse in my prep. It's not so much the prep food, because if
Yeah.
you are really disciplined and you just focus on nothing but the prep, let's say you lived in the mountains and you were able to just buy your groceries and that's it, right?
No,
I
you
mean-
see, like what I think, like the whole point here is, at the end of the day, even bodybuilders, we are just normal humans.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Correct, right?
Yeah.
So that's why we have all these, like desires and this kind of feelings.
Yes.
Like if we want to like paint that kind of picture where people, are just like focused on dieting, like only robots do that.
Yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
Because I feel our desire is higher because we are still stuffing ourselves for 16 weeks.
Yep.
So once we think we can really eat them, man,
Yes.
we go like smashing on
Yes.
the
In
food.
essence, what I can hear here is like all the untold stories
Yeah.
of, like what goes behind preparation of, like for a competition.
Yes.
Like especially the mental aspects, people only see like, like the good physics,
Yeah.
like when you're on stage, people only say, wow, this guy is looking good, this guy is looking great. But what people don't hear is, right, the sacrifices that you had to make, right, to get to that level. Like the fire that you have to keep fueling,
Yes.
right, to get to that level. And like all these things are the thing, like that's why we want to like provide this platform, like for us or for all the athletes to share all these stories.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because you won't be able to share all these stories on stage when you're competing,
Yes.
right? Or at that point of time, you only have 5 minutes to present your physique that you have prepared for 5 years.
Mhm.
Correct?
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's why I think like it's important to this is why I think like you have the opportunity to share all this, and it's great to hear all this, and I can actually resonate. Like
The part that he
Yes.
can't go to the overseas trip.
Yeah, the
what
overseas
other
trip, the Japan.
sacrifice that you ever made to go for competitions?
Oh, too many for me to count.
Okay,
yeah, I think-
maybe
yeah.
maybe you can name us like the two reason sacrifices or 2 reason competition, and both sacrifices what happens.
So, I have a partner,
Okay.
and I knew what was coming leading up to the show. So, because I've done this in 2022 as well, and I know how severe things can get, as not just physically but mentally as well. So then I kind of warned her that things might go south,
Yep.
and but this is something that I chose, and I don't want to jeopardize our relationship because of this of this prep. So for me personally, I had to sacrifice a lot of time spent with her because I just didn't want to be physically present, but mentally I'm just absent.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and when you are so depleted, you are easily irritable, and that could unknowingly cause you to act in a way that is not exactly the most favorable. So for me, I just told her that as much as possible, I would like to spend the next 16 weeks focusing on myself. Yeah, just running everything like clockwork. Waking up in the morning at like 6 to get my fasted cardio in. And back in the day, I was also doing school. I'm studying in university and doing freelance training. And on top of that, fasted cardio, then get my training session later in the evening, and because of that, I wouldn't be able to spend a lot of time with her.
What time normally you start your day?
Around 6, yeah,
6 a.m.?
around 6 a.m. I think sometimes as the show got closer, because I couldn't fall asleep. I couldn't stay asleep actually.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah,
can all
we all
relate,
go through
right?
that, yes.
Yeah, I will wake up like 3-4 times in the night. Yeah, and because of that, my days would start earlier. Actually, I would start my day as early as 4. Yeah, because I'm like, I just kind of gave up trying to fall asleep, and I just got onto my my spin bike and started doing my faster cardio, I guess.
That's where the
Yeah.
stress will come out actually. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, I mean, optimally will be to get enough rest, try to manage your stress and everything. But when it comes that close to the show, your body's basically fighting against you.
Yes.
Yeah, like telling you to, just stop what you're doing, rest, eat. I want to get back to normal, but your mind is telling you, no, I have something to work towards.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
and that you face that struggle every single day, and that causes every waking hour to be a nightmare. And that's something that I think the audience, most of the people in the audience don't see.
Okay.
Like there's a saying in Chinese, right? That 台上10秒钟，台下10年功. That means for the 10 seconds that you're on stage, 10 years of work goes
Exactly.
into it.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
And those 10 years of work is what people don't see.
Yep.
And I cannot stress that enough. Like the amount of pain and suffering that one athlete has to go through.
sacrifices, yes.
Yeah, it's just, to a normal person, that seems absolutely insane. But we do it because deep down we genuinely love and care for the sport.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think
You
in
see,
essence, it's actually the passion that keeps driving you forward, right?
Absolutely.
So what I see here is like a full passion.
Yeah.
It's actually the passion of the sport, or passion of the pursuit of like being a better person.
Yes.
Like, how old are you this year?
25.
25.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question. Now that you are at 25, right? And do you see yourself at 25 now, right? After you went through all the sacrifices, all the hurdles, right? All the challenges, right? At 25 years old, are you at a better state, or are you at, do you see yourself as someone who is stronger mentally, physically?
My
everything?
life has changed 180 degrees, because back in the day, I just did what I did, not knowing where the journey will take me. But standing here today, I'm telling you, the me 10 years ago would kill for my physique today.
Yep.
And above that, I think mentally speaking, I'm in a much better place, because it kind of teaches you self-discipline.
Yes.
Yeah, to be able to do the things that are tough despite not wanting to do it.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that carries forward to other aspects of life, including love as well, because love is also a form of discipline.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
100%. I think that is also what I would like to promote, because people see bodybuilders as self-centric, as negative. I don't think so. What I see is bodybuilding actually has, if someone is a bodybuilder, that person is actually functioning at a higher level, at a higher state, right?
Oh, yeah.
Stress-wise, mental-wise, they are performing at a, it's not normal level.
Yeah.
Everything is on the higher end.
Yes.
So bodybuilders are actually, what people don't see, they are actually people who strive to go further.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So I think that's something that bodybuilders don't get the respect enough that they should get.
Absolutely.
So that's the idea actually. See, when we are the most driven person, visually we have a lot of ideas and we are so disciplined. Do we get the recognition that why really we deserve?